my name is Elizabeth Mitchell, and the 3 dispositions that I have as an educator that help me to be a successful teacher would be having high and realistic expectations for my students, having the belief that educators should be continuously growing and learning for themselves. I feel like there's something new that every teacher can learn every day from their students or through professional development, and the belief that every student should be accepted into your classroom no matter what they look like, what their abilities are. I feel like as teachers, we should be welcoming our students with open arms and accommodate their needs based on where they are. A way that I've shown high expectations for my students has been to introduce them to texts that they might not initially have picked for themselves, but I know that they're fully capable of reading based on the other work that they've given me. I feel like sometimes if they're introduced to something, it might be a little scary, especially if it's a much bigger book, but most of the times they're able to decode those harder words with a little bit of support, and they're able to then move on, especially if it's something that they're interested in. I think as a teacher, it's so easy to get swooped up into the idea that our job is just to teach children reading and writing, and once we know how to do it, then we can go ahead and teach for years to come with the same ideas. But I think it's important that us as teachers are also continuously growing and thinking about new ways that we can help the different students that walk into our classroom. I know every single year new students are going to be coming in, their lives are going to look different, and we're going to meet a brand new set of kids each year. So embracing the diversity of the class that comes your way is so important, and there are so many different ways that we can learn to better help every single kid that comes in our class. So I think continuing to grow as a teacher is essential and is something I truly believe in. An area that I find myself still working on would be supporting the children's curiosity on different topics. I feel like being in my first years of teaching, I can be a bit rigid to my lesson plans, and I don't really drift too far off. Even if the students are interested in a topic, I find myself needing to follow every standard and make sure I hit on all my points before moving forward. But I think it's important to take a minute to stop and reflect on what the students are really interested in and incorporate that more into the things I'm teaching. So I can definitely work on that. Also, having more community involvement. I definitely like to reach out to the parents and get involved, but I think there's always room for improvement in that area, and I think even more pictures shared or communication with the parents would be an awesome thing that I could totally work on moving forward. I feel that a professional educator could be presented in a multitude of different ways. Educators who teach early childhood education or special education or high school education are going to look significantly different in the way that they dress and carry themselves. But I think some things remain constant. I think you need to dress the part. So if you are dealing with more of high schoolers, I think you need to have a little bit more of a professional attire on a daily basis. However, if you're working with some special needs students and your job is a little bit more hands-on, then you'll dress the part for that job. But the way that a teacher carries themselves is, I think, the underlining idea of what a teacher should be. I think the way that a teacher speaks with their students or speaks with families or other faculty really defines what a teacher should look like in a school building. So I think that could be different for a lot of different people, but I think overall it has to do with how we carry ourselves and the knowledge we have on how to best educate students. The standards that guide teachers' actions and thinking should be based in research and accurate data. Teachers shouldn't be just spewing thoughts and ideas that they have from their own mind. I think that us as educators need to be knowledgeable on truths and real life data that can drive our practices moving forward. And I hope to learn more of that here at GCU in my upcoming classes, so I'm excited. Thank you for listening to my dispositions as a teacher, and I look forward to hearing all of yours as well.